welcome to DIY with Gayle in the Ketchikan Public Library. Any idea what we're planning for? Take a peek at my table, you guys. I pulled out everything to do with Easter to see what we can come up with. Now, I want you to come back up here to me. Number one for getting ready for your fun time is dressing appropriately. Are we going to be outside? Are we going to be inside? Now, I have actually worn this little bunny outfit outside with the kids, and please remember, I'm Grandma, so I'm going to show you Grandma Easter, okay? So, first off, like I said, dress appropriately for the day. And as you come down here to my table, seeing I've been doing Easter for a very long time, I have a steamer trunk that is full of Easter things. And I just pull them out and go, okay, what looks fun this year? So, the first thing I want to show you is my paper mache eggs. Okay, these were done. You blow up a balloon and take your paper mache and put it around the balloon. Now for my openings, all I did was smear a hole in my paper mache area down to the balloon, let it all dry. Once it's dry, pop the balloon and then decorate. Now I happen to have a ton of beads, string beads, and I had them somewhere. Of course, I can't find them when I want to, but that's okay, you get the drift. So now in here, I could put in the candies, or I can put in little, this happens to be 2 beads put together with a piece of material that I made look like ears. Or I'm one of those people that collects things, you know, I show you my collections all the time. Never know what's gonna be. Oh, look at this, a little tiny bunny. So anything that can be stuck in there, if you wanna do candies, sure. If not, put a little toy in there. I will tell you, after I made these, I got to looking at it because I did put them to hang, but after I thought about it, I thought maybe I should have put them so they rested on the table. And so I might go back and glue something to the bottom instead so that they'll stand up while resting. So there's my first one, and I will tell you, these were a lot of fun to make, a lot of fun. Now, these are just your little plastic eggs. You see them all over. Now I want to hang them in the tree outside. I'm going to put some little grass in them and maybe some coins. I don't want to put candy in them if I put them outside because we live in Ketchikan, and I can pretty much guarantee that sometime during the day of Easter we will get rain. So the eggs have natural holes in them, that they're made that way. And if you take a bread tie and put it through the holes, you can literally hang these off your tree. Okay, so you can have one of those decorated up beautiful little trees. Okay. Now for the basket, I am not going to do baskets this year. As I said, I'm the grandma. So there are 10 grandchildren and they have parents that will do the baskets for them. But I do usually put a basket in the middle of my table. So I will fill that with candy and other things that the kids can pick at on Easter itself. We are doing an Easter egg hunt. So what I'm going to show you today are the items that I am actually going to use for this Easter egg hunt for the grandkids. Being we are still amidst the COVID stuff, we are doing an outside Easter egg hunt. As I said, the possibilities are really good for rain and wind. So we'll just prepare for that. We'll leave the basket for the table inside, but everything else I want to be able to put outside for the kids to be able to do. And by taking these eggs, like I said, I'll be hiding probably 1 million of those. It feels like 1 million anyway. And I've collected these over the years. So there's some really interesting ones. And the kids have a ball every year. And so what I put in them is I do put some candy in it, but I don't put a lot of candy because, like I said, it's going to rain. There's little holes in these things. So I usually put stickers. I also have these wonderful little, these are those snap bracelets. Let me see if I can get it pulled apart here. And there we go, snap. Well, that didn't snap very well, did it? I might have to practice. Let's try again. There we go. All right, so I figure once they've rolled up, they would fit in these eggs, and that would be a cute little thing to put in there. And that's what I do. Marbles. The kids love marbles. So I happen to get this bag at Rendezvous. I have no clue what these little guys are supposed to be for, but it has marbles. So putting marbles in, even the ones I hang on the tree, will be great because the kids will be helping me take them down also. So, but don't forget to put coins in. The little kids love the coins. I will tell you, there was one year that one of my grandchildren said something to the effect of, get the ones with the quarters because quarters are worth more. But at the end of the day, when we were tallying up their prizes, it was surprising how many nickels and pennies there were. So it's a good way to get rid of that change if you want to. All right, so I've given you a couple of my little secrets about what to put in the eggs, but I like to do something special for the kids. Move all this stuff out of the way, so that there's one thing that I've done for them that's completely homemade. And this year, it's these little guys. Let me stand them up and see if you can get a look. So it's just a little pouch with ears, okay? And I've made several of them. Right now they're stuffed with grass, and I'm going to put, my grandchildren love the balloons, and these balloons right here, these punch balloons, are probably the favorite. I have been putting punch balloons in Easter baskets for probably 30 years. It's #1 favorite with all the kids. I don't care what age. If a little kid stops playing with his, there will be an adult over there to play with it too. All right, let's go back to our little Easter bunny packages. So like I said, I'm the grandma, so there's not a lot that I will want to put into these as far as candy, but the little odds and ends, there you go. Okay, so for the little bunny, this is our pattern. It's 10 inches long, 5 inches wide, and then about 6 inches down I cut for the ears. Okay, so 5 inches across, 10 inches up, 6 inches down for those ears. So you can do it like that, alrighty. So I'm going to put that down on my fabric. Now when I saw this, it reminded me of little eggs, so that's why I went with that fabric. That, and it's very, very springtime, isn't it? All right, once you get some fabric laid out, put your little guy on it. There they are. I like simple, as you've probably noticed. And I also think that these would be fun if you wanted to make something up for, say, a neighbor or just somebody special in your life. I'm cutting out several at a time here. You put a little note in here that says, I love you. You could put gift cards, say to the movie theater or something, Amazon card, whatever. Or a little coupon that you've made yourself that says, come have lunch with me. I love having my grands for lunch. I take one and I take them to lunch, and it's their special time, and oh, how they love it. Okay, so lots and lots of different ways to do Easter. Okay, and pull these. Now you can do this as envelope style, meaning that it's just sewn across the bottom. Like this one, it will not stand up if you do it envelope style. So what do I do with the rest? We're going to put a little bottom on ours. And I don't know if you remember from some of our other sewing projects, but I will remind you how to do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and put one together. It's going to be right sides together. We're going to start at the top of this ear. Let me plug my sewing machine in. Okay, I'm going to hold it up so you can see. We're going to start at the top of this ear right here, okay? And so down here, then across here, and back up the other ear, stopping at the top. We are not going to do any stitches down that middle. Here we go. And I'm just doing, looks like about a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And just follow on around. Stop, leaving your needle down, and turn. And stop with needle down, and turn, and then back up the ear. There we go. Now, to make that bottom so that this little guy will stand up, we're going to trim the edge on the corners. See? Then I'm going to turn it and pull out like this and turn that little peak into a new triangle, going with both of our sewing seams together. Okay, seams together, flatten it out, and it comes to a triangle. I'm going to put that triangle underneath the presser foot, and I'm going to just sew right here. Not very big. About as wide as my presser foot is what I'm going to do today. Do a reverse stitch on that just so it holds. Now these are not going to last forever because we are not sewing around the ears or anything. By not sewing around the ears, that will eventually fray and stuff. This is just for the kids to play with the day of and to have fun. All right, the second one, same thing. Pull it so that the two seam allowances meet. Making sure you have that nice little point. Back under the sewing machine. And then all I'm doing is I'm trimming that excess off there. See, I have my stitch, so that leaves that. And I'm going to cut right there. Turn it right side out. And look, see? See, you have a nice flat bottom there like that. Remember to use that stitch elsewhere. That's a good one to know. And then, there he is. And we'll stick some grass, Easter grass in him. Add a few fun things. Other things that I like to put in baskets is little crafts, if I can find little crafts, and little sticker books, books in general. I usually put a book in the kids' basket, my kids' basket when they were little, and then I'd throw a bookmark in there. Easter is all about fun. Now let's look at the table. I did have several things up here that I pulled out that I thought would be kind of cool. So I have this spring looking wreath that has been around for a few years and needed some kind of redoing here. A few things have fallen off, but I found this little bunny who needs his ear fixed, which I will do that. But look at this. Doesn't it look like it was just made for this bunny? And that actually covers up that one spot on my wreath. Look at that. So take some of your stuff that you have laying around and see if they'll come together for you. This wreath, I did not make, someone else did, and I love it because what they did is they used grasses and tied it together, wired it together, and then put eggs on it. They put a little pokey thing, glued it onto their egg, and then just stuffed them in. And I just think it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I have a couple more over here that I will be cleaning up a bit. I need a new little bird in this one for summer. But you can see these guys have been around for a while. And all they are is burlap attached to styrofoam, okay? That's it. And then just put all your summer things on, eggs and flowers. Speaking of flowers, right here in front of me. Tulips. I love tulips this time of year. And I do have lots of fake plants around my house. But these things, you can get them at Walmart. And you just stick them in here, in your little fake plants. And the kids think they are awesome. Look at that. Doesn't that make a beautiful little bunch of flowers? And it turns it quickly into Easter. Okay? So, and then over here in front, as I mentioned, we're going to do an Easter egg hunt. And so for me, most of the stuff I get, I try and do with things that I've had year to year. But you can purchase things that are already made up like this to do. I have no clue where I ended up getting these. And then these, I've got tons of them, and they're wonderful. I've used them at the library in the plants and stuff, but for here at home, I would like to use them outside. So I'm just gonna put a gallon bag over the top of the Easter part, you know, the cardboard, because that's what it's made out of, cardboard. It'll just ruin in our rain. So I'm going to put a gallon bag over it and still use them. As I said, get out your Easter stuff, have fun. If you don't do Easter, think of it as spring. Get out your spring stuff. Don't start spring cleaning yet, though. It's too early for that. All right, so there's my Easter stuff. I hope that I've given you a few ideas. Did I give you a paper mache recipe? I don't think I did. For the paper mache to make the little characters, okay, we're going to need 5 parts water, 1 part flour, and 2 tablespoons of salt. Now this is just a basic kind of pasty stuff, okay? It is not good for outside, just inside. So, and that's a very simple one. You can use it for all sorts of different things. Later, when we get closer to summer and whatnot, I have another one I'm going to share with you that you can use outdoors. Meanwhile, we'll see you at the library. Please remember, we are open to the public. We have lots of maker bags for adults, families, kiddos. If you are still uncomfortable coming into the library, please give us a call and we will do curbside for you. If you need masks, we still have masks. Remember to catch Pat Tully with her Reading the Classics on Saturday nights. And then, of course, we have are readers. A bunch of the ladies are reading on KRBD. I believe it's Tuesday night. If it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to check that. But anyway, have a wonderful Easter, happy spring, and we'll see you at the library.